Hello students, today we are going to discuss a third chapter, that is the interactions of genes. The interactions of genes means what? When the two different dominant genes, when they are present on the different chromosome or on the same chromosome, when they are different, they are independent, they produce the another effect. But when both these dominant alleles or genes of the alleles or genes, they comes together and they produce the different effect. And this different effect, that means they are interact with each other. So it is the interactions of the genes. We know that the Mendel had given 9:3:3:1 ratio. But after the Mendel, when the another different workers, they work with the another plants, so they observe that this 9:3:3:1 ratio, it get completely changed into the different ratios. That means it may be the 9:7, or it may be 12:3:1, it may be 15:1, or the different type, different ratios, or 9:6:1, different ratios. So all these, they are known as the interactions of the genes. That means these two dominant genes, they behave differently when they come together, and when they are independent, they behave differently. Okay. So today we are going to discuss about the complementary interaction of gene. Complementary interaction of genes, or it is also known as the duplicate recessive interaction of genes, it having the ratio that is 9:7. 9:7. So the example of this complementary interaction of gene is, the example of this complementary interaction of gene is when the two white colored sweet pea plants, they crossed with each other. Okay. So when the F1s are produced, they produce the purple color, but differently they produce the white color. Okay. That means these two genes, they are complementary to each other for development of a particular character. So here we will draw one table. So it is epistatic allele, it is hypostatic allele, and here the phenotypic expression. Okay. So first, there are the two genes. When epistatic gene, it is in recessive condition, small c. Okay. And the hypostatic gene, it may be the homozygous, or it may be the heterozygous, or it may be the recessive. Okay. So it remains white. When it is in dominant, homozygous, or recessive, okay, and it is in recessive condition, it again produce white. And when it is also homozygous or heterozygous dominant, it is also homozygous or heterozygous dominant, it produces the purple flower. And when both these are in recessive condition, it again produces white. So the 6, it is 1. That means 7. And purple is 9. So 9:7 ratio it will produce. Okay. So we will draw a cross. So P1, the parent, they must be pure line or homozygous. Okay. So first, the male plant or female plant, it is 5. Okay. Similarly, the another, it may be the female or it may be the male. It is again 5. Okay. So it is homozygous for C. So capital C, small e, small e. Okay. Here, the small c, capital E, capital E. That means both the parents, they are homozygous. Okay. So this white, it produces a gamete, that is capital C, small e, that is G1. It also produces the similar small c and the capital E. Okay. When these two, suppose here capital C, small e, small c, capital E, when these two, they allowed to cross, okay, they produce the heterozygous progeny, capital C, capital E, small e. Similarly, capital C, capital E, small e. Okay. So these are the F1 progenies. So when these F1 progenies produce, they have the purple color. Purple, it is also purple. So all the F1 progenies were purple. When there is a selfing, selfing means they allow to self-pollinate. So on selfing, they produce the 4 different types of the gametes. Okay. So how to draw the gametes? There is one trick. Okay. So there are the 2 genes, capital C, capital E. Okay. And it has the 2 alleles, capital C, capital E, small e. Okay. So first of all, take capital C, it in dominant condition. So capital C, capital C. And then the second allele, and then this small c, it is taken into small c condition. This c is taken into small condition. So 2 time dominant, 2 time recessive. Okay. So the another allele, it is also first time it take in dominant condition, 1 time recessive condition, here again dominant condition and recessive condition. So these 4 types of the gametes produce capital C, capital E, capital C, small e, small c, capital E, small c, small e. Here also similarly, capital C, this small c, capital E, small e, capital E, small e. In this way, there is no need to remember that gametes. Okay, we automatically can draw the gametes. Okay, so when these gametes, they put in the Punnett square. Okay, so we will draw the Punnett square. So how many gametes are there? There are the 4 gametes. Okay. So draw a table. 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. So it is a Punnett square. So we will draw the gametes on it. Okay. So first capital C, capital E, then capital C, small e, then small c, capital E, small c, small e. Okay. Similarly here also, capital C, capital E, capital C, small e, then small c, capital E, small c, small e. Okay. Then we make the cross. Capital C here, this and this. Capital C, capital E, capital E. Then this 2. Here the capital C, capital E, small e. It is also same. Capital C, capital E, small e. Okay, so these two always similar. Then these two. Capital C, small c, capital E, capital E. Similarly here, capital C, small c, capital E, capital E. Then these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here the capital C, small c, capital E, small e. Similarly, capital C, small c, capital E, small e. Capital C, small c, capital E, small e. Okay. Similarly, capital C, small c, capital E, small e. Okay. Just remember how to draw it. Okay. Do not memorize it. Then these 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So, first we will draw the phenotype of this. It is purple. Why it is purple? Because it has both C and E. Okay, in a dominant condition. Second, here both C and E, it is in dominant. So it is also purple. It is also the capital C and capital E here. So it is also purple. Here also capital C, capital E, small e. So it is also purple because both the genes are present there. Then here also it is also purple. It is also purple because both the genes, it may be the heterozygous or homozygous, but at least one of the allele of both the genes, they are in dominant condition. Okay. So capital C, capital E, small e. Here C is one allele of the C is dominant and one allele of E is dominant. That means it also produces purple. It is also purple. It is also purple. Okay. Then these 3, they are always similar. But the slight change here, the first allele, that is capital C, small e. Okay. And here capital C, small e, capital C, small c, capital E, say small e, small e. Okay. So it has only the C is dominant, no E is in dominant condition. So it produces white. It is also only a C is in dominant, E is recessive. So it is also white. It is also white. Here also the same C is in dominant, E is in recessive condition. Okay. Then these 3 similar. That means here the small c and E, it is in homozygous condition. Here E is in heterozygous condition. Small c, capital E, small e. So here also only one gene, it is in dominant condition. Therefore, it is also white. It is also white. It is also white. And the last one, that is small c, small e, small e. So no any allele is dominant here. But we know that when both, at least one of both the alleles, it is dominant, then only it develops the color. But here there is no any dominant allele, so it also produce white. Okay. So how many produce purple? How many purple and how many white? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So these 9 purple, 9 purple and 1 white, 3 white, 6 and this 7. So 7 white. That means this 9:3:3:1 ratio, it get completely modified into 9:7, 9 purple and 7 white. So why these surprising results they comes out? Instead of 9:3:3:1, why it is 9:7? Okay. So in the further study, it is observed that this capital C is responsible. This C gene, it may be in a homozygous or heterozygous condition. Homozygous means capital C. Heterozygous means capital C, small c. Okay. So this C gene is responsible for development of the pigment that is known as the chromogene. Okay. And this E, it is responsible to produce the enzyme which is responsible to activate the chromosome. Okay. So when enzyme E, when this E gene, it produces the enzyme, then along with that enzyme, the chromosome, it becomes active and it develops the color. Okay. So these two genes, that is C and E, both these genes, they are complementary to each other. Complementary means purak. Okay. So both these are complementary to each other. That means no one gene is responsible to develop the color. When both they come together, they produce the purple color. But when they are separate, they do not produce the color. C for chromogene, that is pigments, and E for the enzyme. When the C produce chromosome and E produce the enzyme, when both these come together, it produces the purple flower. That means they are complementary to each other. Okay. So this complementary interaction of gene, it is in sweet pea. Okay, sweet pea. So when the two white parents, pure line parents, they crossed with one another, both they are white, but when they crossed, both they were white, when they crossed, they produced the purple flowers in F1, but in F2 generation, they produce the 9 purple and the 7 white. So 9:3:3:1 ratio is get modified into 9:7. So it is known as the complementary interaction of gene. I hope you got the points. Thank you very much.